Hello everybody and welcome to another pickups video here on the Retro Bear channel. Thank you very much for tuning in, followers of Retro Bear on YouTube. That should make me sound like some sort of cult leader, which means shortly I should be telepathically telling you that we are going to the planet Zabargon, where we intend to start a brand new life under the god of Schneebel. For those of you who aren't tapped into that and won't be getting the messages, if you are new to the channel, hello. I tend to show off things I bought through various second-hand shops, charity shops, etc. Do a bit of gameplay, also showing off my collection and talking about games and systems that I own. So if you are new to the channel, hope you like what you see. Stick around, subscribe, like all those businesses. Lots of other videos on the channel to check out. If you are returning, hello again, how are you? Hope you've been well. And as you might have gathered from the headgear, this is a sort of a Christmas special. Great thing about this is we haven't filmed it in the middle of August. No, it has been filmed at Christmas. You might be able to see that the hat does sort of flash a little bit. It is rather warm, so I might take it off as we going through the video, just as we go along. Yes, so this is actually going to be my last pickups video before Christmas. Let's just move that over there slightly. Yeah, the last one before Christmas, purely because I'm drastically running out of time, and it's dawned on me the fact that Christmas is in fact only, as the time of this video, 14 days away, which is rather scary because I've done absolutely nothing towards it. We've just been too busy, and it's going to be one of those years where I think we're just going to be able to do Christmas on the fly. The good news is we have the decorations up. We've actually done that yesterday, which was Sunday the 9th, so we've got all those up, so it actually looks Christmassy. It just doesn't feel like it. So as to what happens now, I don't know. Got a couple of weeks of work left, and then after that a couple of days in work, and then a week off to start the new year with. Had I actually planned things a bit better, I worked out tonight on the way home that I could have actually had from this Friday off until the 7th of January, but things just didn't work out like that. I took 2 weeks off in October and had one of those weeks not gone as it should have done. I could have held that back. But anyway, by the way, too much going on. So this is going to be my last pickups video before Christmas, and I'm planning on going out again after Christmas in sort of that week, last week. It's December into January, but I will be doing other videos. Don't think I'm not going to post anything else, because I will do. I just wanted to sort of give myself time to focus on doing Christmas properly. And to be honest, I think I've spent enough this past weekend to sort of justify that. So a few weeks ago we had the epic trawl where we went something completely different. This really effectively is the last trawl before Christmas. And yes, I've been spent all weekend trying to work out exactly what I'm going to say from that point of view. And you will notice that there is a rather rare thing in the description. If you read the description, or if you clicked this video by accident expecting to find, I don't know, porn, you're going to be so disappointed. But yeah, it was actually a game completely out of the blue, which came from a completely thing. And had things gone according to plan, there might have been 2 from systems in the past. As such, it's the usual suspects. And I'm going to sort of split it into 2. I'm going to do Saturday, because I did go out Saturday and Sunday. Saturday could have been a bigger event than it was, but I got a few bits and pieces, and I went out yesterday. I'll get to Sunday in a second. So I'm going to do Saturday, which was basically limited to basically limited to 2 charity shops, a CEX and a cash converter. I didn't get around everywhere simply because we just didn't have time. It was one of those busy days, I'm afraid, where you'd like to be able to go and do something, but you just got the stuff to do. You can't always have it like that, can you? Really? So we'll start off with the thing which is the oldest of all, and you might look. It's a grey cartridge. This is Rugrats Treasure Hunt, which I managed to pick up for 99p in a cash converters. Now, I sort of steer clear of stuff like this. It's not the greatest. I think there's a bit of a mark on the front there, and categorically, if you ever shop in cash converter, you know what I'm talking about. Sticky residue from one of their wonderful labels, which appear to be after a nuclear blast, there's only 2 things that's involved: cockroaches and cash converter labels. So I don't know anything about this one. Otherwise, and I tried to watch a video on YouTube the other night when I was watching telly, and I just didn't put telly on. Mrs. RB's watching it with me, and I put my pad on, and I'm sort of like watching a video or something. I don't listen to the sound, and I thought, God, that looks complicated for a kid's game. I used to like Rugrats back in the day. It passed the time nicely on Saturday morning, but it does actually mean that I've actually got an N64 game, the first one I bought for a hell of a long time. It's in good nick, and it was 99p. I'd be stupid to pass up on that one. I don't know if it's any good or not. It looks bloody complicated, but anyway. So 3 more games. That was 99p. 3 more games for the Wii, which is Tony Hawk's Ride. Now there is a controller to go with this, but there's none available anywhere near me. So we just have to go with that for the time being. I do have an old skateboard controller for PlayStation 2. It won't work with this, but you can see on the back there, that's the thing I want about. And apparently it's meant to be a complete load of rubbish as well. So that was 50p. Also 50p was King of Clubs, which looks like one of these utterly atrocious golf games, which is cheaply produced and not very good. It's got a pretty crappy reputation. It does actually say, outwit your friends or beat the resident pros over 96 devious courses. 96 courses? In Tiger Woods, isn't that many courses, isn't it? Like, it's like mini golf sort of thing. You probably can't see for the glare. Go and buy a copy, it's 50p, and chuck it in the bin afterwards, because, you know, that's what. And then I did spend a bit more money than I usually do. You know, regular viewers will notice that I spend very little on games. This one I spent £3.50 on. I should have put warning, spending money alert. Pikmin, which I never played before. This is new play controlled Pikmin, so this is different to basically the GameCube version with Wii controls on it. And I think this was £3.50. And I think I've got part from Pikmin 2, which I think is also in the new play control. I've got the Mario tennis game and the Donkey Konga Donkey Jungle Beat thing. So yeah, I was quite happy to add that one to the selection. So I paid £3.50 for that. Then what else did I get? Oh yeah, so an Xbox stuff now, original Xbox. Always nice to get a couple of those in. So we got Mech Assault, which I have no idea what that's about. It doesn't have the manual with it. It's got lots of bump for everything else. And the one thing about this came from cash converters. All these came from the Wii games, and the ones about to show you all came from CX. The condition of the disc in this particular section is a bit ropey, I've got to be honest with you. Never the greatest. They always work, but they're never the greatest down there. I've got no idea what that is. There's massive destruction on the back, which is good enough for me, and sort of giant robots, so yeah, they'll get some fun out of that. So that was £1. Shell Shock NAM 60, not 97. We've gone back to war 20 years later now. NAM 67, which I've already got on the PlayStation 2. And that was 50p. You can't read it, isn't it? Shamshock, Shamshock. NAM 67 Shell Shock. It's 1967. You've been drafted to fight in the most controversial conflict of modern times. I think you find that's been overtaken by Brexit. Prepare to experience the fear, chaos and atrocities of the Vietnam War. Again, I think you'll find Brexit is pretty much the same at the moment. From napalm bombardments, oh well, in that case that's where they've got us then, to deadly VC booby traps. Can you survive your first tour of duty? Sorry, I'm not making light of the Vietnam War, I'm just trying to be topical. Yeah. Too soon maybe, I don't know. 50 years. So that was 50p, and then 2 PlayStation 1 titles, one I know absolutely nothing about, which is Mystic Heroes. It's also my least favourite genre, which is RPG. In fact, RPG is probably my least favourite genre. JRPG is probably my second least favourite genre. Why did I buy it? Because it was £1. Because it was £1. See? There you go. Also, I quite like the look of the disc. I didn't know how good the disc looked until I got it from the thingy. The guy behind the counter. But it's nice sort of printed disc there. And the manual's quite nice. I don't know, I've never liked to play that. It was only £1. It's obviously not very collectible there. Also got Operation Air Assault, which was obviously so good that they made Operation Air Assault 2, from what I understand. I didn't know there was 2 games on this one. I was actually quite shocked I hadn't got this one. This was 50p. I'm getting shocked that I see games that cost 50p in shops, and I think, I haven't got that. How's that possible? And then finally from CEX, while I was standing in the queue, because I noticed when I was standing in the queue that I'd actually bought 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought 7 games for. Well, I bought 150, 2, 3. I bought 7 games for £7.50. I thought that's over my pound the limit game. So while I was in there, I saw another game out the corner of my eye for 50p, which therefore rounded it up to 8 games for £8. And and if you chuck in the Rugrats game, that was 9 games for £8.99, just under £1 a game. I managed to pick up Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter on the Xbox 360 to go with a load of Tom Clancy games I bought last week, which I still haven't played. Those of you who can't see behind me, which will be everybody, unless you've got eyes in the back of your head, will notice that that's the end of the week. That there is my Xbox 360 games, which runs along that shelf. And now actually I have too many for that shelf. I actually have. What do I do with them? I bugged them some. Oh great! This is brilliant. I put them down somewhere. I can't bloody find them now. Oh, they're down there on the bottom shelf next, just beyond that stuff that you can't see there. So I now have 3 games too many for that shelf. So at some point, I did say last week, I think some of the stuff's going to have to move. We may be looking at a slight renovation into the new year. I don't know. Anyway, that was. You might have seen that already. Yes, you did. Yeah. That was 50p. So that was Saturday. 9 games for £8.99. Yeah, I was quite happy with Pikmin and Rugrats game. It's always good to get that. So that was Saturday. Now, yesterday, I went out, and I've never done this before. I actually went out with the sole purpose of buying games off a pre-made list from CEX, because not all the places are open on Sunday near me. When I actually got into the local town, I actually found out there were a couple of charity shops open as well, which was a bit of a bonus. And I did actually get some games out of charity shops, so I'll show you those in a second. But I got these games from a pre-made list. I sort of went through what they'd got in, and if you remember, this is the one I spoke about in the previous video, where I went down and they'd been broken into the Saturday night and they weren't open on the Sunday. And what they've done, they've reorganised the shop, they've moved everything around, so all the stuff I like has now been sort of pushed back into an area of one sort of shelf. And I'd noticed actually one of the games I'd written down that I wanted to get hold of, they'd actually sold. So, there we go. It's the first time I said that this week. I said that quite a lot actually. But I was quite disappointed with that because, okay, it is a 50p game, it doesn't make any difference. But I also went down with the sole purpose of buying Wonder Boy on the Sega Game Gear. Now, this is the one that got away because I saw it listed on their website on the Sunday morning, and I didn't go down there first thing because I didn't have access to the car first thing. I didn't get access to the car until 12 o'clock because Mrs. RB wanted to run her dad to the church. So when I got the opportunity to go down there, I got some of these games, which I'll show you in a second. I said to the bloke behind the counter, I said, "Oh, I do understand that you have a copy of Wonder Boy on the Game Gear, which I'd like to procure for your £1.50. And he said, "Oh yeah, we did have a copy of that till about 20 minutes ago." So there you go. It's second time this week, but it's a case of being in the right place at the right time. Those of you who would have seen my video a few weeks ago about the Epic Mickey 2 Power of 2 set, limited edition set on the Wii, would have noticed I literally stampeded my way down to the shop first thing on the Sunday morning to pick it up. So it does pay to be in the right place at the right time. I don't usually make lists of stuff that I want to go and get because I've always found it's more fun to have the thrill of the chase, to go somewhere and go, "Oh, I haven't got those. There's a nice surprise. Oh yeah, that's great. I love that one. Or I've always wanted that one." Anyway, so first of all, I did actually end up going to one of the charity shops. I'll show you those games first because that's a bit of a mixed bag. Put those over there. Put them up there. Oh dear, we're running out of space. Oh dear. That's torn it. No, not literally. So my other half is watching. No, it's all right. Honestly, it's nothing broken. Hello dear. Right, so I've got these from charity shop. First one up, Colin McRae Valley 2005. Now I actually got 3 and 4 on the Xbox and 3 on the PlayStation 2, but I didn't know there was a 2005 version. Not bad, Nick. I like rallying games, so that was good for me. Also got WWE 13. I was quite surprised how lightweight that was, because there's absolutely no I don't know how thin the manuals are in these games nowadays, or were back then anyway. I used to be a big wrestling fan, still not a big wrestling, but I tend to sort of stay with the stuff I know, sort of like the early 80s stuff through to the early 2000s. I think I stopped watching about 2003. I tried to get into it a couple of years back, and just a bloody chore. I just couldn't get on with it. And I think the last wrestling game I played properly would have been one of the SmackDown, either Here Comes the Pain or Know Your Role, or one of those. I think the actual last one I physically played for a bit was Raw vs SmackDown 2008 on the Wii, which was quite a lot of fun actually, because the controls were quite good for it. Yeah, so I don't know, I just bought that one because I haven't got a wrestling game for the 360. I tend to have a wrestling game for every system. Yeah, I've got SmackDown for the PlayStation, original PlayStation. That's one of them anyway. So that was in that one as well, and this was the reason I actually got it, which was Burnout 3 Takedown on the original Xbox, which appeared to have something stuck to the front cover. Like when I got home, there was a sort of unidentifiable something stuck to it, which Mrs. RB sort of said, "What on earth is that?" And I've got no idea. It looks like spaghetti bolognese to me. Probably wasn't. It did clear off. I've given it the old antibacterial treatment. Very well. Nice to say that I actually got those 3 for £1. So nice little pick up there. I mean that's quite a, not say hard game to track down, but there's a decent value in that one anyway. I know that, and I love the Burnout games when I first played them when they first came out. So that was nice. And then I went to CEX, and I didn't obviously get Wonder Boy on the Game Gear, but I did get this little section. More original Xbox stuff with Shadow the Hedgehog, which a lot of people don't like. Some people say it's not as bad as others. I've never played it. Always worth a go. Hero or villain, undercover the truth about Shadow the Hedgehog. Looking forward to that one. We got Gunmetal on the Xbox, £1 by the way. Gunmetal on the Xbox as well. I see some original Xbox stuff. I'm getting close to 200 now, which is not bad going. I only started collecting, really sort of started collecting the original Xbox stuff probably about 6 months ago again. I don't think I've done too bad, going from about 30 official titles up to nearly 200. And this is all the cheap stuff as well, so any old good ones thrown in. And then this one I really wanted to get hold of again. It's The Great Escape, which leans over his shoulder. Which I've already got on PlayStation 2, but I actually first played this when it came out on the Xbox. I actually had it. And it was a real pain to get through the first sort of couple of phases. I don't know. It's got the music and it's officially licensed and everything from the film, so it's absolutely fabulous game to play. Because you've got Steve McQueen's likeness on the front there, and also on the back on the old motorcycle. Yeah, so that was £1 as well. Really pleased to get that one in. Let's have a look. Some PlayStation 2 stuff. The only game this week without a manual, apart from the Rugrats game, which is Hot Wheels World Race, which sort of looks a bit like Speed Racer, which I've already got on the Wii. Just to confirm, no manual. That was £1. I've not played any of the Hot Wheels games. I've had a look online. It looks a bit, I don't know, one of those. Power Shot Pinball. I'm not a big pinball fan. I've got a couple of pinball games, not many of them, but when people playing Pinball Fantasy and Pinball Dreams when I was growing up on the Amiga, they were wowing about how great it was. I just didn't see the appeal. You want a pinball machine, go and get a proper pinball machine. That's how you do it. You could argue that about if you want to play golf, go and get some golf clubs. Well, I have, thank you very much. I took my own advice. That was 75p. Space Chimps. There's a joke in there somewhere. Actually, I'm going to put this out there. It's not a bad film. If you've ever seen the first one, it's not a bad film. The second one's a load of rubbish, but it was quite surprisingly decent, that one. That was 75p. Again, comes from the obscure license that a game was actually made from a film which is so obscure, which probably most of you never heard of. It's Monkeys in Space. I mean, pigs in space, monkeys in space. Why not? That was 75p. Tetris Wheels, which I've already got for the original Xbox, that was 50p as well. Nice looking disc there. I just don't understand why they had to take something like Tetris and sort of change it. I mean, Tetris, the game itself, is an absolute, well, everyone knows Tetris. If you've not played Tetris, go and play it, honestly. But it says 6 variations, including Tetris, now with story mode. I mean, what do you need a story mode for? You know, blocks come down the screen, that's the story, you put them together. And 4-player arcade. Well, I can see the purpose in that, but a story mode, it's like, it's a waste of time. It's like, yeah, just like putting on stabilisers on their elephant. What's the bloody point? I can understand why you want to try and develop the game of Tetris by making it, you know, so you've got the original core game of Tetris, the blocks falling down, and do, you know, sort of speed runs, or as it's got on here, Fusion Tetris and Cascade Tetris, clearing a line causing individual blocks to fall below. That's different, but don't what do we need a story mode for? How can you make a story mode about it? There was one game I thought, why on earth did they put a story attached to this? It was a complete joke. I can't remember. Ages ago I played a game. Golden Age of Racing, which is not very good apparently. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know, but generally regarded as one of the worst physics in driving games ever. That was 50p. Good or bad, they go in the collection if they're 50p. And finally on PlayStation 2, Rocky Legends, which I've already got the original. I've got Rocky the game, which I think is based around the films. This one is sort of like rewriting the Rocky saga, and if it's half as good as that, I shall very much enjoy it. It's got all the characters from the films: Apollo Creed, Ivan Drago, Mr. T, Tommy Morrison. I think at one point you get to beat up Burgess Meredith as well. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, so it's half as good as that game. That'd be fantastic. And then finally, 3 more games for the Wii. My Fitness Coach Dance Workout, which now gives me 2 of the My Fitness Coach games. The one, apparently I'm missing one, because a few weeks ago I did actually pick up My Fitness Coach Get in Shape, which I mentioned at the time, what people tend to shout at me. And there is My Fitness Coach Cardio Workout as well to collect. And one day I too can have a body like that. A lot of hormones, and a lot of surgery, and some exercise, and a shave. It also says it includes tracks by Lady Gaga, Gloria Gaynor, and Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, but it won't actually tell me what's on there until I actually put the disc into the machine and play it. I'm one of these people who loves collecting these games, these fitness games. I'm obsessed with collecting fitness games. I don't know why, and sort of doing the exact opposite, which is putting them on a shelf and then looking at them while eating a giant pizza. That's my cardio workout. Carrying the box from there to there. You have chips with it, it adds to the weight, you see. Glee Karaoke Revolution, which apparently is one of 3 games in the series. I've got no idea why there are 3 games. This one actually is immaculate all the way through, which gives the impression that no one actually played it. There's loads of songs, but I'm guessing, having never seen Glee, I never got into it when it started. I'm guessing these are all by the, not by the original artist, but by the cast. Just songs I'm just picking out here that I know: Can't Fight This Feeling, Don't Rain on My Parade, Don't Stand So Close to Me, Endless Love, Gold Digger, I Say a Little Prayer, I'll Stand By You, Imagine, Lean on Me, Leaving on a Jet Plane, Papa Don't Preach, Proud Mary, Push It, Somebody to Love, Sweet Caroline, True Colours, and You Can't Always Get What You Want. Also, two songs called Smile, one which is a cover of the Lily Allen song. I do actually heard it. It's really annoying. And also Smile, which is a cover of a Charlie Chaplin song. Now, that one sort of passed me by. Charlie Chaplin was a silent comedian, for all you know, so I'm not sure how that sounds. Probably about, well, no sound to it at all. And finally, this week for picking up games is Ice Age 4 Continental Drift, the Arctic Games. I think I must have seen this song, because I've seen all the Ice Age films. First one was great, really, really good. Second one was alright, and then I've sort of got lost interest after that. Ironically, this game was £1.50. It's actually cheaper than Ice Age 3. I don't know why. So there we go. Third time this week we said that. And 4, 5, let's count it up again. 9, 12, 15, I think there. I'm going to count them again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 games there on a Sunday for £11. If I chuck in Saturdays, I'm still here. All that lot there, folks. That was 24 games for £19.99. I mean, you think you've got to argue that there is something there for everybody, isn't there? There's a bit of sport with some racing and boxing and wrestling and golf, and then you've got arcade games and like space chimps and pinball and puzzle games and it's something for everybody. First person shooters, you can't go wrong with that, really. I know what some people say, well, there's not many good games in there. Well, there are some good games in there, I think you'll find. And there are some games that you've probably never even heard of before, in which case my advice would be, if that's 50p, Christmas is coming, go and buy it, because what are you going to do with it? There's no good 50p. Nothing, is it? However, I have saved I want to say the best. Well, yeah, I could say the best till last. I was in Cash Converters on Saturday, as you do, and I noticed that there was an item in the display cabinet, and the wonderful thing about this particular branch of Cash Converters is I was actually recognised, only because I've been in there a few times before, which is unremarkable. But very few people seem to recognise me. I don't know whether I sort of don't cast a shadow or I look different in daylight compared to night time. I've really got no idea. But I go in these places regularly. I go in these shops each week. I mean, I might not buy something, but I go in there. And occasionally I'm spotted in my local CEX, and 2 or 3 people sort of said to me, "Oh, weren't you in here last week and buying that?" Yeah. And I know there's another branch of CX I go into where I think there's at least 2 people who work behind the counter who are trying to avoid serving me because they know what I'm going to have there is a giant pile of stuff where they're going to go and look for. I don't want to do it. They try and look busy. They're never busy. Well, they are busy, but they just try and do something else. But this lady in this particular branch of Cash Converters actually recognised me. And when I was buying this item, she sort of said, "Oh, you know, you get 6 months warranty." And I said, "No, I didn't know that." She goes, "Oh, but I've seen you in here a few times." I said, "Yeah, it's the first time I bought anything expensive as this," which is absolutely true. And that's sort of given the game away slightly. So what I did buy, and I have been after for quite some time, is a silver PlayStation 2. Now, the reason I bought this, you thought, well, hang on a second, you've got a PlayStation. You must have a PlayStation 2. Why have you got all those games if you haven't got a PlayStation 2? No, I have got a PlayStation 2, but I suspect that my black PlayStation 2 is beginning to show its age a little bit, and it's not props running as it should be. Now, I bought that second hand from Mrs. RB's brother, many years ago, with a load of games. Some of them I've still got, some of them I've got rid of. So I've been after one of these, and I passed one by many months ago, probably starting the year, for about $17.99 in my local Cash Converters, and it was a black one as well. But I saw one of these and I thought, well, I mean, to be honest, it's a pretty good nick one. The only thing that's causing me a problem is this effing sticker, which will not come off. I hate Cash Converters for their stickers. You'll see how much I paid for it now. But that's really annoying me. Good thing is it's on the side out the way so nobody can see it. So if I turn it around that way, you're not going to be able to see it. Oh, you can't see it there either. There you go. But this is, I mean, honestly, there's very little marking on the front of this at all. There's a couple of little surface scratches, but there's nothing there. There's no bits and pieces out of it. The fan could do with a bit of a clean out, but actually speaking, it's all the sort of like the feet are there, so it'll either lie flat or it can lie like that, and technically bash it off the side when you're trying to show people what you're doing with it. I think it was a really nice example. Everything works fine, and a couple of games that I put in there, it loaded straight away, which seems to me I think this is probably a much better nick than that one, and my other one might be on the way out. As I mentioned, if you watch the previous videos I've done about the Amiga and the Master System and the N64 and the 64, you'll know that I've got extra consoles and backups just in case something goes wrong. This is why I've got one of these, just in case something goes wrong with that one. Because these, Sony stopped supporting these now. They won't, they won't spare parts for them, so they're now going to start getting more and more difficult to get hold of. For those of you who are interested, this is a SCPH-50003 PAL version with a serial number FB1445491. I have no idea that means anything to anybody, but I do know it's nice. It also came with a silver controller as well, and lead, and obviously the old composite connections to go with it, which is super. Lovely jubbly at the end of the day. $24.99. I know that's probably a top end market go for it. If I'd gone to CEX, I'd have paid a bit more for it. But it was a really nice example of a PlayStation 2. It's actually better than my black one, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. And I'm going to look after that, and I'm probably going to keep that as a spare, and bring that on special occasions like bar mitzvahs and things like that. If you can hire a PlayStation 2 from me for your bar mitzvah, if you wish to, and I shall give you some interesting games such as Space Chimps. I'm desperately trying to think of something that would be related to Jewish there, but I'm not going to offend anybody, so I'm not even going to try. If I'd written it down, you may or may not know this is all completely unscripted. You'd never have guessed, would you? Yeah, so that is it. So this past weekend I spent nearly 45 quid, which is, most of you probably fallen off your chairs or beanbags or turned off when I said that, which is rather unusual for me, but I haven't been out for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I've just been sort of grabbing what I can. And as this is the last trawl before Christmas, I thought it was a good way to go with a bit of a bang. And usually I would not have bothered with the PlayStation 2, but that was just simply too good an opportunity to pass up. And got some more games there, which is great. The collections will go on. You'll just see the collection stats disappear earlier on during the video, because I tend to put them on quite early. And so that really is all I've got to do for the moment. So, as I said, I will be doing some other videos. If I can remember how to plug the Wii into the computer to be able to get some pictures on it and do some videos, I've got a couple of games I really want to sort of do for that, Christmassy related games. Other bits and pieces as well. I'm going to try and do some other videos this side of Christmas, so I won't just disappear for 3 weeks. I shall continue to post a video or a couple of videos per week, as I will do. If you enjoy what you've seen and have sort of stayed awake all the way through, and sort of like haven't realised there's something fundamentally wrong with me, that's fantastic. So please do stick around and subscribe and come back for more videos. Check out the other ones that are here. If you're a regular viewer and you've still got nothing else better to do than follow me on YouTube, fantastic, thank you very much. And really I'd like to say, just before I sign off here on this one, a big thank you to everybody who supported the channel this year. Some of you may realise, this channel it'll be 8 years early part of next year, and I've actually did nothing for 7 years. Until sort of Easter time this year, and it's sort of built up. I've had less than 3 or 4 people watching the videos, so I just kept plugging away, and okay, I've now got maybe 30 people on average a week watching the videos, which is still not anything to shout about, is it really? Let's be honest with you. But I've got 44 subscribers and 44 people that take the time to sort of say, yeah, I'd actually like to see a bit more of that. So thank you very much. Your support has been hugely appreciated. It's actually given me an emphasis to keep going and doing this stuff, and think about what I'm going to do each week, which is great, and that gives me a purpose, and that's always good, and it keeps me off the street, which is even better. And it also complies with my court orders and tagging and things like that, so that's even better. I am joking. But thank you very much indeed, and I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very, very happy retro gaming Christmas. I hope that all your retro gaming Christmas wishes come true, and I shall still be around here, and we'll be doing other stuff next couple of weeks anyway. So if I don't catch up with you, because I know it's a busy time of year, people don't kind of watch videos, so if you don't watch it till after Christmas, then hope you had a good Christmas. If you do watch it before Christmas, well, I wish you a very, very happy Christmas, and we shall see you again very, very soon. Right, I'm just going to do this down here, which means I'm looking down the bottom corner. Thank you very much for watching. Do take care. See you very soon. Bye for now.